Barrister Darlington.
Pretty mama.
Sir?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm super. How about you?
I'm okay.
I am trying to press up. So, Barrister Darlington, I was saving money.
For your Dubai trip, baby.
Why did you talk about Dubai money? Why did you talk about Dubai money?
You have been telling me that you want to travel to Dubai.
So I have to save $10,000 in my account as proof of fund, and then I save another 640,000 non-refundable. And if anything happens and I break my leg or ankle and I can't go in 2 weeks, I pay another one again until I can go. But Barrister Darlington, the United Arab Emirates officials have, debunked that conversation. They said they don't know anything about that particular website. That had. I remember that website is almost identical, almost like their government websites, but not totally identical because it didn't have the .gov. Yes. By the way, I talked about this yesterday, but I will always like to hear your view about it. So
exactly.
Let's go there.
Precious.
Sir?
When I tell you that when you see something that resembles yam, it is not yam. When you see somebody say this resembles yam, no, it's not yam. Because if it is yam, it will always be yam. You can see where we are now. This government have lied with Dubai 3 times in a row. 3 times they have told Nigerians lie with this Dubai.
Is it a lie?
Which of them came out to be true? Which of them? The question is, what is it about Dubai that Nigerian government keep lying about Dubai? They told us they lifted this ban before, yet it turned out to be a scam. They told us they are coming to invest. They said no, we don't have any plan to come and do anything here. It turned out to be a scam. This one again, this is the king size scam. Why would you be involved in such a thing? Let's assume you are not. Are you not supposed to know better as a government official? Because the next thing now, the presidents will tell you they are not aware. But when a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says something, you and I know that we believe it to be true, to be coming from government.
So it's like if a minister posts or puts something up in his platform, it's like affirming that.
Exactly.
That's like government talking.
If it turns out that he's speaking on himself, trying to embarrass the government, then he should be asked to go. By now, hair should be rolling because of what these people have done to our image abroad. A Canadian smart Alec is the owner of that website. They said this man creates revenue for government all over the world. Why would you contract such a person to tell you how to extort money?
But these are these not rumors? How are we sure of all this?
No,
these are bare rumors.
It's there. What happened to your government debunking since this thing broke out? What happened? Because
UAE government debunked. They said that it's not them.
Your own government. What happened there? Why can't they come and debate? Let us see. Because it is out there in the media. It was even a foreign media that went to Dubai government to verify what they are hearing. It was a foreign government, a foreign media that it contacted Dubai government to. Are you sure? How would you ask people to have a $10,000 deposit before they can come to your country? I am coming to invest in your country. I'm going to spend money in your country, and you say I must have $10,000 in my account. What for? Why would you charge so much? That was when the Dubai government said, "What are you talking about? We are not involved in such a thing. We don't know." They now directed people to their own original website, where you are not going to pay more than 90,000 naira for everything, including their visa. 90,000. How did it come to 640,000 naira? Precious. You can see the level of scamming we are involved in. This is not the first time, but remember, a certain NSA did his own cyber security. I don't know what that one means. Agencies that are not involved in generating data, all of a sudden, all of them want to generate money that we don't know where it's going to. That one is not enough. An IGP came. Central Motor Registry that every car owner have in their documents. He now added E to his own. I don't know what that means. ECMR. That you should go and pay money. I learned that 2 billion has already been paid before they now say no, this is not for. They shut it down. No, the money that has been paid didn't come. And now this one from aviation minister. You can see where we are.
All right, Lagos, let's run you through the hot topics.
It's a season of scamming.
Thank you. Barrister Darlington.
What is it
Barrister
now?
Darlington, your life radio.
Hold on, please. Let us call a spade. You see why this is not continuing? Because nobody has been sanctioned. Precious, I don't like when we are serious issues. If you are not scamming Nigeria, then what is it? You want them to pay.
So this may just be the handiwork of a particular individual.
No. The government is aware. If not, what happened to Spoku? Somebody should have been arrested by now. A minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is aware. He was one that posted it. So what are you telling me? A minister. What happened to anybody come out to tell Nigerians the truth? Why must we hear the truth from Dubai government? Precious. Why are we always hearing the truth from Dubai government? Each time they blow up these fictitious lies all over the place, it is the Dubai government that will debunk it. And Nigerian government will not say no. Why haven't they debunked all the other ones that Dubai have told us about the true position? Come on emotion. If you hear the truth from your government, what is wrong? When are we going to start living like human beings, for God's sake? A government that says you should trust them, yet there are no trust, no sincerity. Every one of them is looking for a way to scam anybody.
But Lagos, let's run you through the hot topics that we have this evening. Own salaries by 50% for 6 months over economic hardship, or perhaps to ease hardship. Tinubu promises to assist states, private. Well, before even going to Tinubu, minimum wage has been increased to 70%. Yeah, to 70,000 naira. Beg your pardon. That's over 300. Over 100%. About 111% thereabout. So President Bola Tinubu has said the federal government will also assist states, private sector in paying the 70,000 naira minimum wage. That is, if you own a private business and you cannot pay the least person 70,000, say they will assist. We don't know how the assistance will come yet, but this is what they had to say. Labour accepts 70,000 naira minimum wage offered by government, so that means there's no protest about this. It's a go. Senate introduces bill to establish Electoral Commission for local government areas. Mr. Darlington, Senate introduces bill to establish Electoral Commission for local government areas. That's also one of the top stories in our news. Well, whilst we're going for that, very quickly, other stories here. Federal government makes U-turn, sets 16 as minimum wage. Minimum age. So minimum wage. That one, Barrister Darlington. Sets 16 as minimum age for tertiary institution admission. That is, before your child will get admission into tertiary institution, it's no longer 18 years like they said earlier. It has to be 17 years. Senate to create Electoral Commission for local government. And then just breaking this evening, we did hear that 3 policemen feared dead as gunmen attacked Shaibu Okwebulo's convoy in Benin. This is crazy. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have. Let's take a quick breather. I'll be right back as we begin to dissect these and other conversations after this break. We'll be right back.
From the views on the streets,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills 3 things and makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Yes, Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People of 11 minutes past the 7 p.m. mark right here in our studio. Let's get started with the conversation. So, we did hear that members of the House of Representatives have resolved to slash their salaries by 50% due to the pervasive economic hardship across the country. Now, the lower legislative chamber passed the resolution during plenary today, Thursday, following the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance. Excuse me, my lord. Excuse me, Speaker, Mr. Speaker, sir. There is a motion for urgent public importance, and then we had this. So the motion was titled "An Appeal to the Proponents of Proposed Nationwide Protests to Maintain Peace, Eschew Violence, and Open the Windows for Meaningful Engagement with Government at all levels in order to address their issues." It was sponsored by Ibrahim Isiaka, the Ogun State, from Ogun State. Now, Ben Carlo, Deputy Speaker, proposed the amendment stating that it is worthy sacrifice the legislature should make for the next 6 months. So for 6 months, so he said, Ben Carlo said, the lawmakers earn 500,000 naira monthly. Then he was corrected by Tajuddin Abbas, who is the speaker. Tajuddin Abbas, interrupted and said that their salary, that they receive 600,000 naira as monthly salaries. So the deputy speaker says it's 500,000 they receive, and the speaker says no, it's 600,000 we receive. So is it possible that the speaker is unaware? The deputy speaker is unaware of exactly how much they receive, or is he now the speaker himself that is perhaps not aware of how much gets into his account every month? But the legislatures notably earn huge sums of allowance and perks, which trumps their salaries. So maybe now we to make the no the one will be salary and allowance. So while moving the motion, Isiaka said youths are planning a nationwide protest over the economic hardship in the country. The lawyer said while protest is a constitutional right, the youth should be patient with the government. He said maintaining peace and engaging in constructive dialogue with the government is crucial for the resolution of issues. Quoting him, he says, "Be it resolved that this honorable house appeals to the proponents of the proposed nationwide protest in Nigeria to consider a different path, a path of patience, dialogue, and collaboration." Patience. I don't know whether hunger they get patience. Prioritize peace and open channels for meaningful engagement with the government of at all levels, he said. But be it further resolved that all stakeholders should uphold the principles of democracy, respect human rights, and uphold the rule of law in their actions and engagements. We trust that through peaceful engagement and dialogue, we can effectively or collectively work towards building a better and brighter future, so he said. But this went back and forth. But bottom line, they have now agreed through a voice vote that they would put out 50% of their salaries for 6 months to help curb hunger. Now, my concern about this debate, in fact, part of that debate is in his contribution, Carlos said the nation's problem did not start overnight, and 1 year is not enough for that problem to be corrected. Carlos said carrying placards and protesting against economic hardship will not solve the problem. So if you like protest today and tomorrow, it no go solve because this problem don't start since. The solution is not found in carrying placards, so he said. Also speaking, Ahmed Jaha from Borno State said it will take a reasonable period of time to address the problems of the country. But are there steps towards addressing that? Though times don't last forever. He said tough times don't last forever, but tough people do. We are appealing to our young men to give the government a benefit of the doubt. Oh, wow. Jaha said, despite the economic hardship, the price of commodities is cheaper in Nigeria than in most African countries. So even though still on the thing, say things hard for Nigeria, not worry, go out another country, go see, say things actually even they cheaper for Nigeria past other countries. Then how come we're importing tomatoes and peppers now from Cameroon? That's what some people would say. When Abbas put the motion to voice vote, of course, everyone voted in favor. The yeas were louder than the nays, so that was it. So Barrister Darlington, the House of Rep is doing something very laudable, sacrificing 50% of their salary, not with the allowances, so just salary, 50% of their salary, because they're saying that they earn 500 or 600,000 naira. But let me take it. Let me take it from there. How do you think this salary, first of all, will be accounted for in terms of how the deductions will be made, and how this deduction will help control hardship by bringing down the cost of food items?
This is another deja vu.
How, sir?
A grand deceit. Please, how will this solve the problem on ground? This is another deja vu because under Buhari, we saw it. He slashed his salary with that of Osibajo. What happened after? In the public, you slash your salary, then behind closed doors, you do what?
So you mean that slashing then did not...
My dear, they will recover that money 100 times. So. This thing you are hearing now, just wait. Very soon now, they will ask for supplementary budget for to the National Assembly. That their salary is no longer enough. They are doing so much. They will recover that money. I just gave you an example here. Buhari slashed his salary. Osibajo, what happened at the end of the day? Precious, what happened at the end of this is what I'm telling you, that these people, they have seen Nigeria as a conquered people. Seriously. That is why all of them who created the problem? Hold on. Who created this problem that they are now doing ad hoc arrangement to solve? Were they not the one? When they were implementing obnoxious policies, very wicked policies that they will bring from Asoro, they will stamp and sign it. They didn't know that there will be repercussions. They didn't know. A National Assembly that meant to would have told Tinubu, withdraw that subsidy you remove because we didn't see the effect. By now, they should have done something. The Naira you floated, we didn't see the effect. Take it back. The electricity tariff that they increased, didn't they tell NEPA not to increase this thing? Did they listen to them? Pressure, did NEPA listen to National Assembly? Even though the matter is in court, they are still collecting that money up to tomorrow. Some people cannot use light in their house even when there is light. Because of what? High tariff. You can see now that people are even thinking of going solar. Because when they compare the amount of money they will spend on solar and that of NEPA, the gap is so wide. So what is this National Assembly trying to tell me now that I've not heard before? Hold on. Are you telling me that they just saw the problem? Well, some of them were there with Buhari now. Did they make any move to say, this thing we are doing, it will cause problem in future? Were they not worshiping Buhari like a god until he left office? Now they are telling us the problem cannot solve in a year. Are you serious? Where were you when this problem was created? Are you not supposed to check the executive? Did you check them? Did you check them? National Assembly, did you check the executive? So you are the one who created the problem. Your half salary by the way, how much is the half salary?
500 or 600,000.
Nobody knows. Precious, nobody knows. Up to today, their salary is shrouded in secrecy. It is only in Nigeria that legislatures and the government officials who don't know their salary. If you Google the salary of American president, you will see it there. Pressure, you see it there. I am talking of somebody as high as that American. You will see the salary. In Nigeria, do you know?
No.
In Nigerian presidency, the Nigerian president is synonymous with the Ministry of Finance and the CBN vote. We saw it in Buhari when he was telling Emefiele, bring money. Emefiele, bring money. You're a good boy, bring money. And money was coming until he pocketed 23 trillion and he told us to go and pay the money without knowing what to use it for. And now the same National Assembly, they are investigating what Buhari did with that money. Precious, you can imagine. The same National Assembly who saw when this one was going on and they kept quiet. They are now investigating that money. Tinubu asked them to investigate what? What would they do? What would they do? You mean since they over how many months now they are still investigating? When the man who told you how he collected the money and told us to go and pay it, without explaining what to use the money for. These same people now who want to donate half of their salary. Let us know your salary for them. We know how much you are donating to us.
But Barrister Darlington, why is it so difficult for us to know their salaries? Because if we go by the Constitution, it is statutory that we should know their salaries. There are sections of that Constitution that makes it possible for that to happen. And for us to, in fact, for the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission to even, take charge of their salaries. I think those are reflective in, I think, section 70, 84, 111, 124 of the 1999 Constitution so amended.
Yes, so, it's there. The question is, in the public pressures, are you sure we are practicing democracy here? Hold on.
So if NLC were, had argued that one of the requirements, one of the things that they need is that the salaries of including allowances, because I don't think the salaries are the issues here, or is the issue here. I think the issue is mostly the allowances. If we had, was it proper for the NLC to have agitated for the salaries of public and allowances of public office holders to be made public?
My dear, if they go through that route, it means that they are chewing more than they can, they are biting more than they can chew. because we are talking on minimum wage for workers, Nigeria. It is let's take it one at a time, because if they go through that route now, they will never get to the end of it. Because if you become too inquisitive, my dear, they will publish some figures. It is not beyond them to cook up some figures and publish it, and then gullible Nigerians say, okay,
no, but that kind of publication should come with evidence now.
Which evidence? Who will give you the evidence? They are publishing. What will you do?
You will see evidence of alerts now.
I go and find the evidence.
Alerts that hit your account every month.
That's what I'm telling you now. Didn't you see when one of them revealed how much they earned? What happened to him? Even the other man, Ningi, who wanted to tell us how many budgets we are running. Did you see what happened to them? That place, you see that place is no longer hallowed chambers. I'm telling you, they now run it like a secret court, whereby you cannot talk. Whatever they do there, it remains with them. If you enter, you swear an oath of secrecy. People were blaming Labour Party that they didn't do this. Do you know what they go through there? All those minority parties in the National Assembly, do you know what they go through?
What did they go through?
They were subjected to accept whatever the majority tells them. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yes, now tells that peace can reign in Rome. That's what they are doing there. If not, are you telling me that somebody doesn't want to? They want to, they are people, but they cannot. If you try it, they will make you look like an scapegoat. That's what is going on. So before they can donate their salary, they should tell us who will benefit from it. The people that they are talking about, they want to help them to solve their problem. Where are they? Do they have their data? The answer is no. I have told you here, any palliative you want to get, the people that deserve that palliative, they are not even in town. They are in the remotest villages in Nigeria. They don't have light. They don't have a bank account. They are not even known. They don't have a name. Pressure, they don't have a name. So how will you reach them? How? In fact, that place is an ungoverned spaces. Government doesn't reach them. That's why terrorists have taken over those areas. It's terrorists that they obey and listen to, because government did not reach them. So are they the people you want to go and give money? The last time they told you that they want to go and give 1 million to people who were bombed, that Senate in Kaduna. Remember when a bomb dropped somewhere?
Yes.
And the Senate paid
in Kaduna.
They said they want to. That 1 million naira, did they pay the money?
Their December salaries.
Yes. Did they pay the money? Did you hear any other news? Even the money, the billion government brought out to pay to these people. Is it not what Sadiya Omar Farouk is now telling us? She will not answer anybody. She will not answer court. She will not answer EFCC. And nobody has said anything. I'm talking a woman. All the money they have brought for humanitarian purposes. Mention any of them that got to the real owners. Mention any of them. That place has become a conduit pipe. And yes, Tinubu want to continue with that process. Look at Nigeria. Where is even the light to power any data you want to collect? Where you can punch your laptop and get the name of somebody who is living in the remote part of Sokoto.
All right, so
can you do that?
Let's go straight to the minimum wage, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said that the federal government will find ways to assist state and private sector organizations to pay the newly approved 70,000 naira minimum wage. Baya Onanuga, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, disclosed this today. Of course, he did post this on his Twitter X handle. He reported that Tinubu's, he did earlier this evening announce 70,000 naira, approved 70,000 naira as a new minimum wage. According to the statement, the president said he will use his discretionary power to resolve the non-payment of 4 months' salaries of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, NASU. President Bola Tinubu also approves, the new minimum wage. He also promised to find ways to assist the private sector and sub-nationals to pay the minimum wage. And there's a lot of concern about this, because we do not know how the government is going to do that. But let's finish that statement. Basically, that's our focus. How do you think the federal government will help the private sector to pay 70,000 naira minimum wage? The reason I'm asking this is someone runs a business, perhaps a hotel, and he has a security guard whom he used to pay, or a cleaner whom he used to pay 30,000 naira or 40,000 naira, which was, to them, 40,000 naira was above the minimum wage then. And now it's been increased. So the least person there ought to be paid at least 70,000 naira, right? And this particular hotel right now is saddled with the responsibility of the new electricity tariff, where their electricity tariff before used to be like 11 million naira per month. They are now paying about 33 million or 36 million naira per month because of the new Band A tariff thing. How would they cope with the price of that skyrocketed electricity tariff and then now be able to still pay 70,000 naira to as a minimum wage to their staff? How possible is that for private sector to do that? And how will government now give them that money? I want to understand without cutting down on some of these things that consumes their funds.
That is why I'm telling you that this is on paper. Precious,
Sir?
It is on paper. Paper minimum wage. Because the last time I checked, some states cannot even pay the 30,000.
Most states have not been paying the
Good. You can see.
Most states, plenty. Because I even remember Abia State was not able to pay.
So what are you now talking about? The evidence is there that this money will not be paid. So NLC should be preparing for another side because they will not pay this money. The only people they may pay is maybe federal government workers. That's what I think. Federal government workers. And how many of them? How many?
But some state governors, like the Edo State governor and the Lagos State governor, had started paying the 70,000 naira way back.
Out of 36 states.
Hold
on.
And most northern states are not even paying that amount at all.
Even at that, we are not sure. Maybe that one of Edo, maybe it's for politics. Election is coming there. So we don't know yet what is going on. Election is coming there. Maybe after the election, they will not tell them where you can see the economy is not smiling. We want to adjust this salary, We thank you for voting us. But don't worry, we can reduce this money to at least 50,000. Maybe with time, we cannot pay the 70. Is it not Nigeria? Election is coming there. So leave those things. So I can no longer believe these people. If somebody can do what they did with this Dubai thing, Precious, I am put off. Seriously. People is telling you now they can find a way. Which other way? Except to start money from you and I. What other way?
How will the people have the money to be extorted?
They are making you from your NEPA tariff. Can't you get it? You are paying for services that nobody rendered.
But Darlington, those who are on Band A have light. They have constant light.
Which
one? No, the people on Band A, they have very constant light. I can tell you for free.
Hold on. I want to ask you a question. The other people that are not on Band A original, that are now in Band A, which money are you using to pay for the Band A they are using? Which money? It's not having we are talking of using it. If you are providing services that I cannot consume, then what is the use of that service to me? The charges are too excessive. Having constant light, what do you mean? At what cost? The light is there, nobody is using it. I'm telling you authoritatively, the light is there, nobody is using it. Some people are not thinking of going solar. I've told you this. So having constant light for what? By the way, how do you think that 3,000 megawatts of electricity will serve the whole Nigeria? Which magic? Pressure, which magic will make...
When South African airports alone use 10,000 megawatts. Can
you just imagine? So what are you telling so if they take my light and give you, you will not be happy that you have light when I don't have, Abi? When they now manage to give me 2 hours, they will now return it back to you and you are happy. No, tell me, is that how to give people light? Is that how they are doing it in UK and US, where you copied most of your policies? Is that what they do it? To make matters what? The National Assembly, this same National Assembly that want to give 50% of their salary, they told this NEPA, don't implement this your wicked policy. It will not work. But did they listen? The matter is even in court too. Pressure, the matter is when you see citizens behaving somehow, they learn it from their government. Because you have made them to behave like animals. That's the truth. This thing that these people are doing, they don't know that it psychologically people are getting used to it. That it is good to be lawless, to behave arrogantly, because the government is not even listening to court order. How can your citizens behave well when you are treating them like animals? Is it possible? But
Barrister Darlington, you see this minimum wage you're talking about. Remember that the the Labour Congress guys even gave 3 kusa to the president.
Yes, now. Do you know what happened behind closed doors?
And they have spoken and they said they have accepted it.
They have no choice. I told you here. that 250, they are just.
But the important thing is that the president has agreed to review it every 3 years instead of 5 years. And they said that was one of the significant, factors that
leave that thing. Will
it
be there every 3 years? Will it be there?
Okay.
Well, no. When you see Precious, when they make this promise, please don't go to town with it. It's not possible. Will Tinubu be there every 3 years to review salary? Will it be there?
All right. So, Barrister, let's move to other issues now. So, the Senate has begun moves to establish a local government election commission. This is another matter that is a bit worrisome to me because I don't know how this will really pan out. The bill, titled Local Government Independent Electoral Commission Establishment Bill 2024, was read on the floor of the upper chamber for the first time during plenary today, Thursday. Sponsored by the Senate Committee on Finance Chairman Sani Musa. They said the bill would give the local government economic commissions power to conduct elections nationwide. Now, penultimate Thursday, the Supreme Court ruled that local government allocations should be paid directly to their accounts, and of course, nullifying or withdrawing statements or withholding allocations for any local government with a caretaker committee without a duly elected local government officials or duly elected local government officials. With this new development, Barrister Darlington, so what will now be the function of the state electoral commissions? Because if it is the federal angle that is conducting the election for the state governors to come in, and the local government to now conduct election for the local government chairman to come in, then the state electoral commissions, what would they now be doing? I'm sorry, I'm asking, sir.
They will now be subsumed into the new electoral body. Yes, now. They will now become obsolete and non-existent.
But Shebi is the INEC of the federal that conducts election for the states.
Yes, now.
I just want to be sure because how we have to educate Nigerians.
No, we are just.
So it's INEC from national that conducts the state elections for the governors
and the federal government.
God bless you. And the federal government.
And so this other new one.
So this one now that they want to create the local government electoral commission to conduct election for the local government. Is it that they will conduct only for councillors? Why the state to conduct for the local government chairman?
No.
Or they will conduct for the local government chairman. Then what will not be the activities of the state CX? Those state electoral commissions.
I am telling you now, when the new law comes out, this one now become irrelevant.
Okay, the state electoral commissions will be obsolete.
Of course, they become irrelevant. Because you can't have two electoral body for one particular section of the government. It's not possible.
So why would we declare the state electoral commissions irrelevant or obsolete and then leave the federal government electoral commissions to function?
Now because we have seen the problem of this particular SIEC. It is mad with so much corruption. If you listen to what
is it in local government that the corruption will stop?
Hold on now. If you listen to what Rivers State chairman of caretaker committee Peter Okocha was
Okocha,
you saw that interview.
Oh yes, I can play it for Nigerians. So where he said that he's conducted in fact the elections that they write the election results in his house.
He did it in his time. He confessed that in the office of the chief of
and nobody is arrested though.
You mean a state official? No. They are above the law. They are above the law of Nigeria. He said it with openly, and he said it now because they have sacked him. The caretaker committee, they are no longer in existence. That's why they are singing like canary now. In fact, but when he was there, it was well and good. You can see how people behave. Precious, you can see that these people, they are not statesmen. They don't want anything that will move us forward until the thing affects them. That's when they will start talking. When he was doing this thing, it was well and good though. And he said that all the states do it. That's why whenever a local government election is conducted, the sitting governors party always win all the states.
Yes.
Because that's what they do. And he said that they have already prepared for any eventuality. So if you are not satisfied, when you go to tribunal, they have already told tribunal what to do. When you go to court, they have already told the court what to do. So what do? You resign to fate. Somebody is saying this with his own mouth, and EFCC is there. They did not talk. EFCC had all this thing. They kept quiet. They did not arrest that man. Open confession. You can see why we are not moving forward. Look at what is going on. The man said all the states are doing it, and nobody has come to say no, I don't do it too. No, but it's not possible now because they know what they are doing. He said results are written in the office of the chief of staff.
He said I did it. The results are written in the office of the chief of staff. I did it during my time.
Precious, you can see now. You can see where we are as a nation. Go and try this in US or UK. Oh my, you can't even, it's not possible. It's not possible. Even if you are drunk, you can't try it. But look at what they are doing here. Because they believe that you and I, we cannot do anything. Precious, they have raped up so much that we are now impotent. I'm telling you, Nigerians are now, they've been rendered us impotent that we cannot even talk. That's why they are making all this confession with impunity and arrogance. So all the election, look at the result. Look at what is going on. And tomorrow they come out, I'm the governor, I'm the local government chairman, I'm the president. Look at what they are doing. Didn't Wike confess what they did in River State? Is that not why he's in Abuja now as a good boy? No, tell me. Didn't he confess what they did? It's the same rivers, so rivers of infamy. Look at what is going on there. That is the politics. That is why I told you I told you I'm not generous with respect. Seriously, because these people, they have wounded me so much that I'm so angry with myself.
So Barrister Darlington, for those who may be doubting this, I would like to play the voice of Tony Okocha, the INEC, on that confession, the PDP caretaker committee, APC caretaker committee chairman in River State, as he makes that confession in an interview openly. Take a listen later.
Because they formed the RISIEC, the SIEC, I'm sorry, when I say RISIEC, I'm talking about River State. They formed the State Independent Electoral Commission and give them handouts. I was chief of staff, I gave handouts. I gave. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will just, their business is going to go and announce. Came back what they feel they have.
We write the result, we hand over to the commission. Their business is to go and announce.
Oh my God, Precious.
Did you hear that, Barrister Darlington? Let me play that side again so that they will hear it there. It's good that they hear
that.
I am in fact there. Oh God.
I give. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will just, their business is going to go and announce. Came back what they feel they have.
Can you see it?
Okay.
So if I now tell you tomorrow I don't have faith, look at it. Evidence are bound all over. In fact, each time I say something, they provide evidence for me. I don't need to stress myself. They provide evidence for me. Look at what is going on. These are men, leaders, statesmen, people that they are looking up to move this country forward. Look at what they are doing. And you are blaming the youth. You are blaming them for scamming, for doing 419. Then the real people who taught them business are there in government houses. The real people who taught them business. Look at it. The other day I said that about we are who boy. Somebody was talking. Let that person come and talk now. Who is not the real culprit in this business?
All right, so Barrister Darlington, let's move to other issues. But before we go to another conversation, I thought to remind you of the Tirigbusa that your NLC gave to the president after he approved the 70,000 naira minimum wage. And let me quickly play that sound bite to Nigerians so they hear that. It was quite a happy moment and joyous moment after that approval. Take it.
Tirigbusa to the president. Bosa! Bosa! Bosa!
Right, interesting. Let's move on to other conversations very quickly. Still in politics. Now, three policemen are feared dead following a clash with suspected political thugs today, Thursday, in Benin City. It was gathered that the clash occurred in the afternoon, shortly after Edo State APC governorship candidate Senator Monday Okpebolo and the reinstated Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu left Benin Airport on arrival from Abuja. Now, while some sources said 3 policemen sustained gunshot injuries, others said 3 policemen lost their lives during the clash. Some sources said 2 sustained injury, 1 died. So we're not sure of the exact figure yet. When contacted for confirmation, the police public relations officer of the state, Police Commander Chidi Wambuzo, who said They also heard it as a rumor said it would be premature for the command to make any statement on it without investigation. It was learned that no sooner had the Okwebolo and Shaibu left the airport, then unknown gunmen in a Sienna vehicle parked at the exit gate of the airport shot at their convoy sporadically. Barrister Darlington, has he gotten to this level? As it happened in the US, it wants to happen in Nigeria.
Now today, hold on. Now in that US, what happened?
The Trump shoot now.
And that one, so what happened now? What happened after?
Instantly, they shoot the person dead.
Oh, this one, did they tell that anyone? Look at what the police say, that without proper investigation, there's investigation, you know. Pressure, that the investigation will end to nowhere. They will never catch these people. So tomorrow they will repeat their business again. Look at what he said, that their men was shot too. Their men was shot. By now, they would have cordoned off the whole of Benin.
And they said they heard that as a rumor.
They had it as a rumor. In that of Donald Trump, did the man get away? No. He didn't get away. In Nigeria, they will tell you, look at what they are still investigating. They are still investigating. And go and check. You will never hear about that matter again. You will never. In fact, before you even tell Jack Robinson, a more serious one would have happened that will overtake this one. That is where we are. Election in Nigeria is like a war. All because of what? Politicians. Those people that did those things, did they do it on their own? No, somebody contracted them. That was how they killed Funshaw William in 2006, when he was supposed to win election in 2007 to become Lagos State governor. The man has already won the victory. But because some people are not comfortable, some people claim that it is their own right to rule Lagos, therefore no other person. And they took that man out. And Lagos is worse for it today. Is that not what happened? Is that not the same thing, the same process? Because nobody has been apprehended and punished. That's why they have continued. Somebody paid those people to do what they did. That one is certain. Whether you like it or not, somebody is behind what happened. Those 3 policemen died for nothing. They have family. Pressure, they have family. They are breadwinners. Their family now will be crying because of somebody's wickedness, because of power. You can imagine. That is why we are not moving forward. When UK did the election here, Pressure, did you hear anything? Did you hear any argument not to talk of shooting anybody? Precious, answer me. Did you hear any argument not to talk of shooting, and nobody was apprehended? With all the satellite you mounted all over the place, you couldn't trace who did it. So why are we here? No, this Nigeria that is like this, was it not created and concocted by somebody? Every time insecurity was caused by a man. Man caused it. It didn't just happen. People caused it for their own selfish interests. Look at it. Ordinary state election. Look at what is going on. They started shooting themselves now. The thing has not even come near. And this is how Nigeria is going to move forward. The worst is that nobody makes effort to apprehend somebody and punish them, no matter how big you are. Because somebody big must have paid those assassins to go and do what they did. Unknown government what? Unknown what? What is their business with the election? Are they contesting? Somebody paid them to do what they did. That one is, I can say that authoritatively. Because these people are not contesting the election. So what is their own? Their own is for them to be hired to do the dirty business of politicians. That's nothing else. So who is that politician that is doing all this thing because of what? Power. So that when you become whatever, what will now happen? Is it the ticket to heaven? Rather, you are demeaning us. You are reducing our humanity. You are destroying the country. You are destroying our democracy by turning it into a violent affair. That's the meaning. Other people that got to power through violence, did anything happen to them? No, nobody reprimanded them. Nobody sanctioned them. That is why people have followed that same trajectory, believing that you can get to power through violence, and you are blaming the youth.
All right, so Barrister Darlington, before we open the phone lines, let's quickly let Nigerians know that the Education Minister, Professor Tahir Mahman, has made a U-turn, temporary U-turn that is, in his earlier statement where he directed the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, to admit only candidates who have attained 18 years in tertiary institutions. Mahman today, Thursday, in an ongoing policy meeting organized by JAMB in Abuja, announced that only applicants who were 18 years and above were eligible for admission. Stakeholders in the meeting kicked against the statement, noting that it is illogical for noting that it's illogical for 16-year-old students to pass WAEC, JAMB, and be denied admission. How person go pass at WAEC and JAMB and you deny him admission because it's just 16? Now, reacting to that, the minister later accepted the suggestion of the stakeholders from 16 years and above that they should be eligible for this year's admission, and the law applies from next year. So this U-turn is just for this year. So that means from next year, even if you finish secondary school, because by the age of so many students in primary and secondary school now, they ought to have finished secondary school from 16. So once they finish and they manage to pass WAEC and JAMB, they don't have the right to write JAMB until they are 18. That's when they can gain admission. I'd like to take your thought on it.
Precious.
Sir?
So what happened to our child prodigies and the precursor children that we have all over the place? What happened to them?
The whiz kids.
Yes, what happened to them? In US, a certain Ruth Lawrence had a PhD at 13 years. It was on the news many years ago.
So if he wasn't allowed to gain, admission, if he didn't, if the age was a limitation to his requirements, he wouldn't have achieved that.
What are you talking about? You can imagine how we have even decided to stuntle our own growth, our own children, your own children. You are limiting them. Precious, have you seen a typical IT factory in China? A typical IT where they manufacture all these phones, all these things. Go and see the people there. Precious, go and see their young youths there.
And so when the children finish secondary school at 16, they will go and learn handwork until 18.
Go and see what they are doing there. So this one now that you want to stifle their growth, who did he help?
So, but Barrister Darlington, my worry is...
You know that most of the girls will be married or before that time if you keep them at home for too long.
God forbid. So, Barrister Darlington, my worry is the job availability. Now, we do know that Nigeria is such a country where they may ask you for job, during job interviews or job requirements is that you must have had 4 or 5 years of experience and you must be under the age of 15. Please, how can somebody who got into university at 18 would have gotten 4 or 5 years of job experience, finished university, served NYSC, and all of that? Are these will this be able to? I don't even know if this.
Some of the multinational companies today, if you are above 25, they will not employ you. They will not employ you. Do you know that in UK, if you are above 35, you are regarded as an old man? 35, you are an old man. I'm not joking. So, why are we moving backwards instead of forward? It is only in Nigeria that a 60-year-old man is a youth leader in all these political parties. Go and check their youth leaders. People with gray beards, gray beards, there's no hair in their head. That's their youth leader. In Nigeria, you see that our own deceit itself, we have broken boundaries. I'm telling you, everything we do, the world is making, in fact, they make caricature of everything. Please, education now, what do I call it? Is it now limited by age and time? I don't understand. Education, is it not your capacity? Go into the field. If you cannot, after all, if you enter university and you cannot be able to match your course, the course advisor will advise you, go to this other place. Your brain cannot carry here. That's why they are there. That's why you are being assessed every semester. Their course advisor will assess you and know whether you can do it or not. Then they will advise you. It has happened severally. Allow them, let them go in. You don't know who is that junior that will save us from this problem. All these rocket scientists we have in Europe and America. Go and check how they started. They groom them from infancy. They see their capability, they see their capacity, and they harvest them immediately. quarantine them somewhere and start training them. Tomorrow, when they come out with wonders of the world, we begin to wonder, is it a human being that created this thing? Is it a human being that did all this thing? Oh, you think they just woke up? No, their government took care of them. And those children now are resource persons in their country. Nigeria, where are your own? Precious, where are your own? Is there any special school here where you are grooming such children that we have all over the place? Jonathan started a program whereby he said that first class graduate will be in our school to, lay the foundation for teaching our youths in the secondary school. And all of them, all over Nigeria, all over, no tribe, no religion, all over. As long as you have first class, they took their names to Abuja and said they should come and do exam. Precious. All the tests they took, no Northerner got. When Buhari took over from Jonathan and saw the list, because there was no Northerner, he folded it and threw the list into a trash can. That is Nigeria for you. That's how we are moving forward, though. I told you what happened in Abuja division when one man was taken to ICJ to represent us. You saw what happened. The man was brought up because he failed all the tests. The 3 tests, he failed it. As if there are no lawyers in Nigeria. And this was the same Nigeria that Bola Ajibola made his mark. That Slim Elias made his mark. So when these people who don't understand things go and hear the ministries, oh my God, they destroy the place for their own selfish interests.
So maybe the minister and his children schooling in Nigeria. Did his children school in Nigeria?
It is not possible. The last minister of education, did you see what happened?
And how old were his kids when they got into university?
I said it is not possible. Go and check. The last minister of education, that man that Nancy confronted in his office and told him how he went for his children's graduation somewhere in Europe or America, while the schools in Nigeria are closed down. The man left them out of anger and left. Their children can never be here. Pressure. Their children can never be here. And you want these people that you are suffering and suppressing to be patriotic, to love Nigeria, to pray for Nigeria, while your own are enjoying good things abroad. Hypocrisy.
All right,
double standard.
Lagos phone lines are open. Nigeria 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. The WhatsApp line is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Anti-pleasure.
Sir.
Anti-pleasure.
Sir, who is that?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Barrister. God bless you.
This is who?
Good news. Good news.
Good news. You're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I hope you are bringing good news.
Good news. Go ahead very quickly, please. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Anti-pleasure. I want to talk about this minimum wage. Minimum wage where them kids do. So now, neighbor, they don't sacrifice for what they want. 70,000. 70,000. How much for food now? How much for market? How much for rice? How much for beans? How much?
My brother, at all, na bad.
Oh God. Anti-pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
You
Sorry.
can never get all you ask for now.
Sorry,
You
not
can never
vex,
get all you ask for.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Precious.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, Batters.
Help me move away from that noise in your background, please.
Abi, you there for church?
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
You need to move out from the noise, please.
I'm away from there. Can you hear me clear? No, sir. I'm at home. Barrister Darrington, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Where are they clapping?
No, it's my children.
You have all those things. Yay!
No, there are not many. It's television and children. They are watching.
Okay, go ahead. Tell them to lower you.
Please help me hurry up because of the noise. Go ahead, please. Make it very quick.
Okay, Precious. See what is happening in this country. Barrister Darrington have already downloaded everything. Allow Barrister Darrington to download finish before you jump into the next.
Okay, do you want to contribute or you want to come and teach me my job? I'm not in the room, please.
I want to contribute.
Then go ahead and contribute and please.
Precious, you see this minimum wage of 70,000. They are not going to pay this 70,000. I'm telling you the truth.
Why would you say they won't pay something they've approved?
Is it today they are telling us something and they did not do it? This country, I don't know what is happening to our politicians, and they say that we are in democracy. I don't see any democracy that we are practicing, because things are getting out of hand. Look at how Nigeria is suffering, this and that, and they are playing out hanky-panky. They are telling us minor and the error. They put this one, they say, no, it's not working. They put another one. So these people, I don't know. And we are tired. Let them resign let them resign. They are not capable of ruling Nigeria. That's what I want to say. Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night. I appreciate you. Good
Will
night.
they resign?
Oh, that is noise though. Sir?
Will they resign?
Yeah.
Tell your party now.
Are you, President, see, I'm not in a good mood though. Hello, good evening to you. Okay.
People are still clapping in that place.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Moving on. 0700 903 903 903. There's a number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Austin from Egbeda. Good evening, Mr. Precious and my Ogada Linton.
Well done, my brother.
Austin from Egbeda calling.
Austin, welcome.
Fine. This is the Minister of Education that is making this kind of comment. Are we going front or going back in this country?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
It seems that the country where they work well, there's also fire that man immediately, make it resign. How can you make that after a child has with the brain talent suffered and get admission? If you not reach 18, then you will stay and start forgetting, start using this life until you reach 18. Why are they taking Nigeria to backward? The problem we had in this country is this old politician. Make they leave this country, make youth manage them, so that Nigeria will move forward. With this level of these old people ruling Nigeria, Nigeria can never go anywhere. We are going backward day by day until they act up, because they are thinking backward. They are not thinking forward again. Their brain is going backward. You're not going front again. So
Ghana, you're on national radio. I beg.
Okay, I will draw it.
Withdraw.
I will draw it.
Thank you.
May they resign because they don't have any good thing to offer this country. Simple and short. All of them, A to Z. Imagine what a minister of education talking. Instead of talking to way to improve Nigerian education, to make sure that university are paid our theirs, and the university has to want to go strike next month. You're not talking about how to settle them. Now that 18 years, if not in problem, I pity this country. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Precious.
Sir.
We said the Minister of Education. What's that his name, please?
Tukur Maman.
Okay. Tukur Maman, Abi? Okay. If I say what I want to say now, will you allow me?
No, sir. If it's something that is not talking... Tahir Maman, sorry, that is not Tukur. Tahir Maman.
Yes, yes. Precious.
Sir.
One of the reasons why we are where we are today is tribal and ethnic sentiment in every national issue. Yes.
I have somebody on the hold. Can you help me hold on?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Oh.
Tony.
Welcome, Mr. Tony.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Beautiful, Precious. Good evening.
Sir, good evening to you.
Precious, I haven't seen a promise for a while. I don't know why, but let us
go and reach out to her. I'm not putting out in you people's business. So when you don't used to care about me, it's only your promise. I will not tell you now. Go and ask her how she.
But the other day I told you that you are just so beautiful. But when I talk, Darlington will come after me.
Okay, I'll tell you.
You cannot be loving two sisters now.
I'll tell you. No, he's not loving me. He's loving
No.
Please do.
So,
go ahead.
Mr. Darlington has already said everything. You see, these people. Look at what somebody is telling us about. I'm just annoyed. I was driving and I just pulled over. you see the way these people always make us to look so stupid. So somebody will come on national television and is boasting that he did it in his own time to write results. And the United Nations and the European Union will not hear this because they always bring the money.
I wonder. They will hear.
America will not hear this because they always bring the money and send those to come and inspect. And somebody is talking this thing. So which means that is the way they did the federal election. So they write somewhere and then give them.
Yes, now. That's like they gave Mahmoud to Yakubu.
It's a little open confession.
I'm telling you, my brother, we are in a deep mess.
Oh God. Then coming to the one, there is something I want to beg you, Precious. I don't know. I have been trying to call Chioma and Esther. I don't know. Maybe this word glitch. I don't know if it's annoying people like the way it annoys me when I hear it from when they call somebody. Oh, we are having a little glitch. That word has never got. I don't know if there is a way to get it to stop using it so that Nigerian can calm down a little bit. Because for me,
that word gives you mental breakdown.
Automatic.
It is Yakubu.
Barrister Darlington now.
He was the one that brought it. He's the professor. He's the professor of English, Abi. Yeah, he told us the glitch.
Thank you so much.
Then the one of 18 years. There is a system that Nigerians, when we want to borrow, we need to borrow properly.
I wonder.
And when we want to copy, I always tell the black women, I say, when you want to copy Oyibo man, copy how they share the bill. Also.
Exactly.
So here, Precious, if you bring your child here, or if we are bringing your child in here, even if that child is in primary 6 in Nigeria, and is supposed to start because of age, primary 4. If you bring that child here, they will put that child in primary 4.
Yes, I know that. I've had experience. I have that experience. So I understand.
So they go everything according to the age. By the time the child finishes secondary school to go to university or college, that child has come to a certain age that the child is supposed to be.
Yes, because there is learning
to attend it.
That is age appropriate.
Age appropriate. So if Nigerian government
are you saying that 18 years old is the most appropriate age for university in Nigeria across the world?
They must, because there are things that Nigerians are rushing their kids to study, to do everything, to lambast them.
No, because I know countries that 16 years is the appropriate age. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, if you finish within the 18 years, within the appropriate time, and can be able to pass and go to uni, it's still okay. And another thing that you have to understand is that Nigeria pin everything to a certain time. If you have the required result and you still want to go to uni next year and next 2 years, and you present your result that you pass, you have those requirements they need, you can still register. They don't stop you.
All right, thank you so much.
Some people will finish and still go and do at the age of 16. They don't want to go in and start borrowing money. They might say, okay, let them. They want to do work 2 years or 3 years before going to save that money.
So it's not
before they go into.
Okay, cool. Good. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony Chikudi. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Let me let you go. Thank you.
I was saying something.
So you were saying something, Barrister Darlington.
You see, we cannot destroy our country through selfish and sentimental approach to national issues, especially ethnicity and tribalism. It has dealt a deadly blow to us. You just told me the Minister of Education, Precious. If northern kids were mostly whiz kids who clear everything before they are even 15 years, please, will that man say what he said? Let us call a spade a spade. Will they say it? How many times have you seen northern children in WAEC and JAMB coming tops? How many times have you had? At least the records are there.
Well, Barrister Darlington, I do not believe that intelligence is a tribal or ethnic thing. You
didn't hear what I'm saying. I said if their own children were tops in exams, will he limit them and say, why should this this boy of 15 years, why should he have the highest score in JAMB or clear the whole WAEC papers? He should stay and wait until he's 18 years before he can enter university. Will he say that? Pressure, will he say that? Answer me. Why did we bring what is it called now? This alphabetization.
All right.
Why did is it not to bring them in?
All right. Thank you, President. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, Precious.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Precious.
Yes, sir. Good
My
evening, sir.
brother Darlington, how are you this evening?
Well done, my brother. I do.
My name is Mr. Bigger.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Precious.
Sir?
Please, I want to ask a question. These, in the north, the girls are married off at the age of 12, 11.
10.
By the time they are 14, 15, 16, 17, they've had 5 children.
Exactly.
So a woman who is qualified to rear children is not qualified to go to the university. Can somebody please answer this question?
No, that is it. That is my brother.
So what are we saying?
In fact.
What precisely? How do we think backwards? How do we think? I tell you something. My daughter, my own biological daughter, was 14. And she went into the university to study medicine. By next year, she's qualified as a medical doctor.
And how old will she be then?
She will be about 22 or 20.
And she has spent almost 7 years in the university.
In the university.
Can you imagine? Imagine
So she'll be a medical doctor at 22.
So somebody's going to prevent her from... What kind of thinking is this?
Oh.
I am personally injured by whatever that minister is saying.
I feel injured too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Imagine
Mr.
if she had started by 20.
Hello, good evening to you.
And finished by 30.
Hello, good evening. Hello, are you there? Good evening. All right, so let's run through some messages very, very quickly. Good evening, beautiful, precious, and man of the year, Barrister Darlington. No, so Nigeria minimum wage cannot buy a bag of rice. Shame to Nigerian federal government. Ivan from Satellite and said, please help us tell Mr. President, say we no grill. That's what he said. And moving on to other messages. His Royal Highness BC Wilco says the way this government are somersaulting into issues they know nothing about is really alarming and shameful. I support Barrister Darlington for the sack of the minister that posted an unverified information about Dubai visa, and for the ongoing hardship in the country. I don't see this government doing any magic because they lost it from the day the president made a statement on something he knew nothing about. So nothing will happen. Good evening, and Barrister to Precious and Barrister Darlington. Please, I want you to try and play the audio apologies of the Kenyan law because to her citizens and their resignation to the Kenyans. Now Nigeria will do first. There are so many psychopaths in the slums of Nigeria supporting bad governance and have kept them in perpetual poverty in Nigeria. Ezekiel from Ejigbo sent in that message.
Exactly.
I want to introduce my own salary also, since reducing. Okay, I want to reduce my own salary too to fight hardship. Since reducing of salary is not the reigning thing. Please, we need good governance. That's all we are asking for. From our fathers. Barrister Darlington, can I Chico sent in that? I don't know if you listened to Mr. Shokwiton yesterday and and he made one very important remark where he said that Nigerians are not even very difficult to please. I'm telling you. Simple things. That's why somebody built road with inflated budgets. Say, I do road now, I build flyover. It work now. Exactly. So giving you your fundamental rights is just what Nigerians want. They're not even asking for anything too big. Nigerians are one of the most easiest group of people to please or to govern. Why is it so hard to govern us?
They are taking it for granted now. That's why they are losing that investment.
Hello, good evening to you.
Emotional investment. They are losing.
Yeah, good evening, my sister Precious and Mr. Darren. This is Mazi from Germany. Yeah, thank you, my sister, my beautiful sister. Actually, this is the first time I'm trying to agree with the Nigerian government, because over here in Germany, your child enters primary school with age of 6 years. 6 years. And then he stays in this, primary school to 12 years, and then secondary school. If there's what we call, gymnasium. Then if this guy,
so is he equivalent to a 6334?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So this gymnasium is like children who are more like, because in Germany there's a kind of secondary school. That's what we call Realschule, Gesamtschule, Gymnasium, and others. So these children that go to gymnasium are like children that want to go to university. The children that go to Realschule is people that have, at the age of 16, by then they have finished, and then they'll come out and go for a vocational school. Like if they want to be carpenter or plumber or something like that. They are 16. But if they want to go to university, they have to be that at least 18 years. My first son, that was what happened to him. In fact, because he jumped a class, but then he had to stay and wait till he became 18 years before he was able to come out of this school, even though he jumped a class. So that system works. I mean, because if you look at like Germany, why Germany is like the engine of Europe is because not every child must go to university. Not every child. Not every person must go to university. Here, as a plumber, you are well okay. As an electrician, you are well. As a vulcanizer, you are done. You are done. So that system that rushing a child 15 years, 16 years into university, and let me tell you, this university, sometimes these children will be far away from their children, for their parents. They are still children. That's why sometimes they get abused. They get confused in the university. University is not a primary school. It's not a secondary school. To go to university, you have to be at least 18 years to understand something. In fact, even my son, he was 19 years before he went to university. So I agree with the government. First I'm trying to agree with the system. A child should be with her father or with her parents until he's 18, before he goes to university. Because university is not a child's play. It's not a place. No matter how educated your child is, it's a place that you meet adults who are already adults and they're doing in the same class. They are going to influence that child. So I agree with that. And finally, please, that culture has been arrested. The guy who has not been arrested, right?
Nobody will arrest him.
Oh God. So my sister Precious, last time I was telling you that black people, we are not capable of this democracy, and you were not angry. You were angry with me, somehow angry with me. Let me tell you, democracy is not our culture. Jordan, when the Europeans were trying to force Jordan to be the democratic land, the king of Jordan, whose mother is even a Briton, told the Americans and England that democracy means different thing to different people. We are not where we cannot practice this democracy. Why somebody is coming out and telling you that he wrote the results and then gave to INEC to go and announce, and he's still in his home.
Okay, so you know why this is a concern to Nigeria. Remember that JAM does not is not a body that tests your knowledge or ability before you get into just the universities. They also are a requirement that you must have a particular cutoff point for polytechnics before you get into polytechnics. And it's in that polytechnic that you learn those vocational studies and all of those handworks. So are you saying that if my child wants to do vocational studies or learn how to be a technician and wants to get into the polytechnic, and they cannot have the right to write JAM because they are not of a certain age, or JAM cannot, even after writing JAM, they cannot be admitted to polytechnic because they're not of a certain age?
I'm telling you what is tenable here. Because
you're saying that university is not a big deal, and I'm letting you know that vocational studies is a big deal too, but it's not university, and that's part of what you learn in polytechnics. Do you get my point?
Yeah, but I get your point. Okay. Even here, polytechnics are higher institutions. Like this children, I'm telling you that they don't go to to polytechnics or polytechnics. What they go to companies.
Well, we don't have those. We don't have that arrangement in Nigeria. We don't have such facilities. So So polytechnic is the only option we have. In fact, we used to have technical colleges. They are almost null and void even. How many of them are that functional? And how many of them can you really learn skills in today, as of today?
But my sister, let me tell you, for example, before that child could go to polytechnic in Nigeria, at least supposed to be 6 years, like during my time, 6 years in the primary. 6 years there was no kindergarten anywhere. 6 years, then you go to secondary primary school. 12 years, you are now out of primary school. You go to secondary school. 5 years, then you have 17 years.
But how many years is university in your country? How many years do you do a standard degree? A 4-year degree in Nigeria will be how many years in Germany?
Yeah, it's 4 years.
Are you sure it's 4 or 3 years? Because I know that most countries is 3, not 4.
No. It depends what you study, but at least
the least number of years you spend in a Nigerian university is 4 years. And I'm asking, what's the least for you?
4 years. Because here my son.
You're aware that other parts of Europe is 3 years, not some parts of Europe is 3 years and not 4 years.
I'm telling you where I live. I'm telling you where I live because where I live is what I'm telling you.
Thank you so
you understand what I'm saying?
But in a case like this man that called us now, Mr. Bigger, who said that his child got admission, finished secondary school at 14, perhaps got admission at 15 and is in the university now, and she's going to be graduating next year at the age of 22 as a medical student. Because if she had not, just hold on a second, sorry, sir. If she had not passed her exams, she won't be promoted all through. She won't, scale her classes. So what happens to that? There are kids that are weak kids that are actually very intelligent. Would you deliberately push them down because?
But what I'm trying to let you know, when did that child enter primary school? When? At what age? At what age? Did that child level? And that means that child entered the.
But you just told me that your son jumped a class. There are people who jump classes because they actually know more.
But that's what I'm saying. He jumped class. But he jumped class.
I appreciate you, Mazi. Mazi, let me not take your time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
You see, we don't compare apple and orange just because they are fruits.
Okay, thank you.
These are Western world that have advanced.
Thank you.
Nigeria, we are doing catch up here.
Okay. Good evening, please.
Hello, Madam Precious. Good evening, Madam Precious.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
And good evening, Barrister Darlington.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm speaking from Abanaja in Ekotu.
Go ahead, Peter.
I want to speak on the minimum wage. I'm so happy that there has been a compromise between the government and the labor force. In fact, fixing it at 70,000 naira is very much commendable. But I will advise the government to take this benevolence and see it as goodwill from labor force. And how do they do it? By making sure that there's enough food and the inflationary trend in Nigeria, is brought to at least a reasonable place. Instead of what it is now, maybe 34.87%, we should be talking about, if not a single percentage, it should be at least between 15 and 20% as inflationary trend will come down. And then let a lot of food come into the system. Because when there's no food for the masses, if the labor force, at any point in time, goes on cycle, says they want to protest, we will join them. You understand? So because they have been very benevolent. And let the subnationals, the state government, pay this money. Or if possible, let some pay more. And let the labor force also make sure that the state government and even the local government councils should pay the labor force under them. Because that is the problem. People always think of the federal government instead of the subnationals. These subnationals, they are so lazy that they cannot raise internally generated revenue to make sure that their people are okay. They will always be looking at the government and Abuja, which is very wrong. So the federal government should see this as an opportunity because now the political tension is highly down. You understand? By the way the labor force has agreed that 70,000 naira.
Right, thank you.
I thought they'd be thinking about 100 or more thousand naira. But now they have succumbed to 70,000 naira. So my final appeal is that the federal government should open the borders so that the masses will be happy and there'll be no job loss, for God's sake. since they have now been a compromise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, so let's go to our WhatsApp messages very quickly. Barrister Darlington, we'll have a step-down conversation today, and it's very important. I want to educate people on, I have someone to educate people on TB, tuberculosis, and, so that we'll stay guided. It's a thing, and people need to be very aware. So let me quickly wrap up with, the call so that we get straight to the step-down. CY sent a message and says, I totally disagree with the guy from Germany. Some children are gifted, and you cannot restrain your academic growth. In the UK, there is no age restriction to get into higher institution.
Exactly.
You give them. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And then he further says, Barrister Darlington, National Assembly abdicate their constitutional duties and now running like headless. Oh dear.
Chicken.
I know Tokam. Mr. Samuel, I can't get to see forwarded message. Looks very forwarded. This says Chinedu from Alaba International Market says, you see, I don't know who borrowed Nigerians' brain. For the first time, why do they bring the so-called national-wide protest to the social media? And you journalists keep on discussing it every day. How many times have you seen me discussing it? People will just do it. So you people will still be generalizing things. Barrister Darlington, have we talked about any planned protest here?
Nobody.
Why can't we imitate
imitate
foreign countries, how they do things? Our colonial masters have said that after 100 years of being together and we cannot work, then you can go our separate ways. Well, you said a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Emperor then says, Precious, constant light where in your area? Precious, you can't say that on national radio. Take it back.
I'm telling
Magodo, Secretariat site. The Secretariat site that used to have lights before, until this obnoxious band A. Now they are taking the light anyhow. As for Okocha and Wike, they rigged the election just as they perhaps helped the president to do so. Why? That's why they gave Wike FCT minister. Kama awaits everyone who, that's what you said. 3 Igbos are for president for approving $43 as a minimum wage. Oh. Stop saying that's $1. You just made a rubbish of it. We finished. He said we are finished. God bless Mazin Namdekano. Okay. But President Darlington, that hits hard.
Oh God.
That hits really hard.
$43.
$43. He said, okay, this is Precious. I don't believe the lawmakers. There is no transparency in their dealings. Who would tell us of a truth that they actually sacrificed their 50% salaries, and who would account for the said sacrificed 50% salaries? Who would monitor where the money would be reinvested? Nigerian leaders have no iota of regards for the citizens. They didn't whine us. Jude from Okota from Ajawa Estate says, when some Nigerians say this country will never get better, the media will counter it. But look at the magnitude of criminality in the system. Our politicians have no conscience and don't care about the citizens but themselves. I believe their reign is coming to an end. That's what you said. Barrister Darlington, thank you for always being there for us. Precious, well done. I listened to that confession. I'm afraid. Imagine the Dubai leaked secret. God, we're finished. Mrs. Seriki from Ilepo sent in that message. And then Leo said, forget the NLC and the TUC. Believe it or not, Nigerians are very much aware that the 250K clamored by the Congress to better the Nigerian workers is a complete mirage. They've been compromised. Brown envelope and alert has taken place. They are all there as a window dressing 70K minimum wage. There was a country. The country is in a state of descendants paralysis. Calm down, you guys. Be taking it easy. Good evening, Precious. You said exchange rate is 1,600. Yes, so 1,600 something self. So that means 70,000 naira equals to $44. A bag of rice, 76,000 naira for the cheapest brand. Where is he on 76? Are they fine to buy? So if a bag of rice is taking 100% of your living wage monthly, what happens to other important factors of your life apart from food? We are hungry. You've not said light though. You've not even said light, Hillary. Just go to light, because the federal government increased the tariff of light by 330%. 330%. What is Labour doing to ask them to bring down the tariff of electricity? What are they doing? How can you increase electricity tariff by 330%?
The matter is,
and then you increase the minimum wage by just over 100%. How do you intend for those people you increase their minimum wage to now cope and pay that 330% electric bill? But Sister Linton, I said there is a civil servant whose 2-bedroom apartment in an estimated billing, they bring him bills of 450,000 naira, 400,000 naira every month. How will he pay? A civil servant of living in a 2-bedroom flat, assuming that his total salary may be like 150, 180 or 200,000 naira. How will he pay 450,000 naira every month on estimated billing? And the case is not any different for those who are on prepaid meters. It's worse. It's also there because their own case is also another problem entirely. How do they cope? Let me just go back.
They borrowed money to give up prepaid meter.
In fact, let me go and take call.
Where is it?
Hello, good evening to you and welcome. Hello? Are you there? Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, Remy,
I'm fine, thank you.
Fine, sir. I greet you, sir. Good evening.
Yeah.
On the issue of age, just as Barrister said earlier, let us compare tomato and not tomato and potato. This is Nigeria. If you tell me I should be 18 before I get into the university, won't you consider ASU strike? Won't you consider the factors of age of employment? When you are done, maybe after 5 years or 6 years at that course, you'll be 20, almost 26, thereabout. And you'll be hearing we need someone of 24 years with some few years experience. How is that possible? So we need to consider a peculiarity one. If you are telling me I must be 18 before I get into university, but you guys find it easy for a 13-year-old girl to get married. You can see a 13-year-old girl ripe enough for marriage, but a 17, 16, 15-year-old person isn't ripe enough to get married.
To go to school.
Make it make sense. It really shows the quality of leadership. As in, this country is not blessed with good leaders. You can see the quality of leadership we have. And it's so annoying. This is 2024, for God's sake. They never consulted us, so they just woke up one morning and they are trying to force down our
Did you not hear that they have had stakeholders meeting where they eventually said that in that stakeholders meeting, they say for this year, they can leave it at 16. Owners of universities, stakeholders, right? Stakeholders in the education sector.
Who are the stakeholders? Am I not?
Who were the stakeholders?
VCs and all that of universities were there.
Really?
Well, when you consulted as a parent,
and all that.
Who are the parents of these children who go to the school?
I wonder.
Thank you.
Lastly, on the issue of minimum wage, Nigerians realize labor won't speak for Nigerians. They only represent workers. I'm going by the statistics. How many are those workers in numbers? Yeah. When Kenyans wanted to react, they never waited for any organization to speak for them. So everything lies in our hands. If you are not pleased with government policies, we should be the one to speak, not a particular. See, this labor, this in are mere distractions. They are just using that, to control us. If you want to protest peacefully, don't protest. Labor want to this. All those things are just distraction, just to keep us in check.
Including
so when the time comes, when we are not pleased with any policy, we know what to do. Good evening.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Including the right they are bringing.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Precious.
Sir?
That right, they will share it. They will share it in August first.
Precious, where you there?
I dey fine, I dey here.
For VOP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let him know.
Hello,
my dear. Let me move. Precious, throughout today.
Yes, sir.
A lot of Nigerians are saying, Mr. Dume, sure you developed chop this thing before, this and that. They were just talking against Mr. Dume. Do they need Nigerians? What do you want? This man, in his own capacity, he talked for the gains of the poor masses in Nigeria, and we are attacking him. Oh, you say you followed the chop before. Nigerians, what do you want to youth of Nigeria come out and fight for your rights? Take Nigeria back. Stop campaigning against and for. What is wrong with youth in Nigeria? This man talked something for the poor masses, and it's good. As he told the president, did the right thing. And you see some people, they were blaming, share you that eat with him before. So Nigeria, rethink, and reject. So the more is like the youth. The youth are not doing the right thing they're supposed to do in this country. Oh, it's very regrettable.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
I will only support a sincere person, somebody that can vouch for his principles, stand on issues. Ndume was there during Buhari. Ndume was one of the people who was liaising with Boko Haram. In fact, his identity card or his complimentary card was found in their company the day they were raided. This Ndume, he was hobnobbing with Boko Haram. It's on record. So coming now to start talking because maybe he didn't get what he wanted. There must have been something that happened. Maybe he wanted the Tinubu to do him a favor and Tinubu turned it down. In fact, he could not read Tinubu. And now he came out to be talking. Was it like this before? We are talking about people who are consistent. That's why they deceive Nigerians. Every charlatan will come and be talking human rights, a fighter, this and that. Meanwhile, he's not sincere. We are talking about people who are sincere from the beginning. Let us know where you stand. Not when you talk something in the morning, by evening you are speaking another thing. And gullible Nigerians will jump at it. We don't want such people again. They have deceived us enough. We want people who are principled and sincere. People who have been there from the beginning, not deceivers. They have deceived us enough. If you believe that these people in government today will do what they do, will you believe in Precious? These are people who were fighting human rights yesterday, including that one in aviation. You know them now. So is it those people that you are not going to want me to believe that they are talking? Talking what? What are they talking? If you are pursuing your selfish agenda, I will not follow you. I will not follow you.
Okay, so let's go straight to other conversation to our WhatsApp messages. He said, Precious, are you sure we're developed as a country? Someone is confessing how they write electoral results and heads are not rolling. How did we get here? And also is an example of a dog that barks and never bites. They have heavily finally disappointed us. The FG is trying to close all channels that will lead to protests. Soon, they will soon settle ASU and the non-teaching staff association, and they won't have deal with any protest anymore. Emmanuel from Ikeja sent in that message. A.D. Johnson says, Precious, can 70,000 naira, which is going to be a new minimum wage, buy a bag of rice? The answer is no. I think they should work on the purchasing power of naira. Alternatively, there should be price control. Otherwise, the increment in the minimum wage has no positive impact. In fact, my guest yesterday was, recommending for subsidy of subsidization of agricultural produce. That would have been a better
which
way.
US does. Which US does.
So this Austin from Egbeda says, please, this confession, how the rate of impunity, corruption, rascality in Nigeria, this government had two agenda: to kill and bury Nigeria. At the time he did this, he was in PDP, so you just know that it's not a party issue. But all parties are involved in this.
Of course, now. Of course.
Precious, I like to be realistic and objective. Please, what am I hearing? What concerns age entry into university with tribe? What kind of mentality is? What kind of mentality is this? Intelligence is not tribal, and Mr. Darlington can't accuse others of tribalism while he's doing same. Is Mr. Darlington trying to say all the Northerners are dumb? No, he's not. And that's not true. There are people who are bright there. Honestly, these days, I am starting to be worried of Mr. Darlington's take on issues. You cannot be sounding like the people you condemn. Oga, there is age lookout through educational process abroad. What is the rush into the university in Nigeria? What you said a lot. I appreciate you. Let me just go to YouTube very quickly because there is no time. On YouTube, I have quite an array of reactions. Let's start with Obioma Martha. She's the first to drop her comment. She says, good evening, sweet and precious. Sweet anti-precious. And my chief barrister Darlington. Young Mark says, Madam, you suppose go for TVC, Not be this VOP, suppose they, what can I do? Obioma, he says, the way the country is now, now only God will help us. Richard Manko says, my greetings to Barrister Darlington Odogu. Jeff says, do I know their salaries? Me, do I know? And Pop True AK says, evening greetings to you, Prayer, and my senior advocate for the new Nigeria and reputable learned wise man from the East.
Yeah, wise man from the East.
Wise man from the East. I pray that God will protect you.
Okay, my dear.
Thank you, Chilled Power. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Osas says 70,000 naira was easily done in Edo State without strike. How come with all the strike we didn't go finish? Now see 70,000 naira and I didn't settle for a big. And Ugo Boise says, keep speaking the truth, sir. Oladewala says, but who are the people representing Nigeria in the National Assembly? I beg. I see you. And Lionheart says, who sponsored the bill on the age limit to enter the university? This is not about sponsoring a bill. It's from the Minister of Education himself. Fisaya says Nigeria is no Fisaya. You can't say that. You can't say that. Charles Orioma says university in Europe is 3 years. We shouldn't compare our education with Europe education.
I'm telling you.
And then Olu says, Precious and Barrister Darlington, in the UK here, the university is 3 years. 3 years.
And 3 years is 3 years.
And secondary school age is from 11 to 16. And you can go for 2 years A level too. And Madragon Kamakonon says we can understand the German system, but Nigeria doesn't have a system that's a Nigerian system Nigeria doesn't a system that doesn't have a system. That's the problem. What's the educational policy?
I wonder. Nothing
constant.
Have you?
And then Sophia Stevens, I say you appreciate you. POB says, so the minimum wage is now about $35 or higher. And any years you want to sell fuel for $1 per liter, and then you're paying people $35 for minimum wage. Are you serious? Blessing says, plus in the UK, if the child does not want to go to university, they can look out for jobs at the age of 16 and, or learn a vocational study. So there are options for them. That's the thing. But there are no options or little or no options for Nigerian words. That's it. Hi, what your last speaker from Germany said was true about age in education. I remember in Nigeria when we were growing up like that, there was the practice in Nigeria after secondary school, you either go to university or polytechnic or trade, which were very, were in Nigeria. Even up till now, there are some universities who cannot give you admission into some of the courses. Some years back, it happens to my niece at University of Ibadan. She admission what you said a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. A few more calls and we'll get straight to our step-down conversation. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Oh dear. Hello. Hello, are you there? Good evening. Okay, good evening. Are you there? All right, hello, good evening. Hello. Okay. On a village people don't want me to pick this call. Okay, let's see. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Precious. How are you?
Good evening, Miss Ola. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome. I greet my Dr. Barrister Darlington.
He can hear you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. The only thing I can say now, we don't need anything in Nigeria right now because Nigeria people are very easy to govern. Only two things I'm asking from the government. Security, let people go to farm. If you are asking government to import food, what after the importation, what will happen? Let our people go to farm. That is one. Second, give us power. Nigeria are so good. If they give us power and full security, everything will be okay. I trust my people. About the roads, we work out on the road. Whenever I go to Nigeria, I don't drive. Security and power. Thank you, Precious. God bless you.
So Mr. Ola,
I'm taking care of that man.
Thank you so much. And thank you so
You are
much.
welcome.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You are
even
welcome.
mentioned that someone
No
else called
problem.
in from the UK and also did the needful. I appreciate you guys so much.
Yes, I call him too. I spoke to his wife.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate
You're
it. Thank you.
welcome.
You guys make
No
me so
problem.
proud. God bless you and replenish in abundance.
And bless you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's for the blind man who is down with prostrate and has to wear a catheter all through to urinate, and it's been a very hectic time for him, so he needs to go for the prostrate surgery, and we're trying to see if we can get him help. A few people here have helped him, and I appreciate you. I heard that one Mrs. Shola from UK sent him 100,000. He personally called me and asked me to thank the lady. I think that was the first person that sent him money this morning rather. So he said, oh, so person called me from the UK and sent me 100,000 naira. Madam Precious, today please help me call the person on the show and tell him thank you. Tell the whole world that this person has sent me money. So I thought to say that. Thank you so much, Shola, from the UK, for sending Mr. Chijioke 100,000 naira to assist his surgery. God bless you and replenish in abundance. And for those who may want to reach out to him, his number is 0814-831-8987. So you can just call him up and reach out to him. 0814-831-8987. He's blind, he's been visually impaired, and then he's down with prostrate. He cannot urinate without, so he has to be infused with a catheter that he works around with. And he says he goes through, he's usually down with a lot of pain because of, he needs to do the procedure. So I do hope that he gets the pain and the help that he desires. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome.
My name is Evans, calling from Legislature.
Evans, you're welcome.
Barrister, that is my mama. Greetings, sir. First time caller.
Oh, congratulations to you. Welcome.
Where are you calling from?
From Isolo.
Okay.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Some of us don't have the luxury of time or the patience to press our phone to call. But Mr. Darrington, thank you, sir. All you do say and all you do for us, God will bless you, sir.
Amen.
We don't have. I don't know what I have to say because most of the news coming from this part of the country makes one depressed. Every day, one story or the other. The government wants us to be patriotic, but on their own side, where is the patriotic? Anyway, I don't know what to say. I just called to thank Mr. Darrington. God will bless you and the good work you and His Precious does every evening for us here. May the good Lord replenish you guys, bless the voice of the people.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, a few messages. The Local Government Electoral Commission, the National Assembly is talking about is how Tinubu will use to win the 2027 election. This is election strategy that they're talking about. Obina from Apapa sent in that message. Ugo from Alimosho says the top African countries with the highest number of hungry people, Nigeria is number 1. Who releases statistics?
Okay.
When exactly? I'll look this out later. Yes, so where Lady Precious, this minimum wage is a total disgrace and shame on Labour Congress. If I pay 28k electricity bill, 2k for Loma waste, 23k for quarter bag of rice, 5k for transportation to work, no oil, no onion, no pepper, no call credits, no data, no school fees,
even
no house rent. Which way Nigeria? As he name himself, he no go brush mouth self. Hey, okay, and Bukonola from Afoluko sent in that message. The lawmakers have said that they will sacrifice their 50% of 600,000 naira or 500, depending on which exactly it is that they earn. Have they sacrificed the salary they are earning in the states that they have served before in this country?
I wonder.
He said that pretenders is what they are. Hey, Mary from Agbara sent in that message. And Jerry says, when you see a child that is brilliant, will the parent ask them to sit and wait or help them soar higher? Niger Sef. That's what you said. Niger Sef. He didn't complete that thing. Those who are quick to blame subnational must understand that the federal government makes a policy that bastardizes the economy. Ostino sent in that message. And then Stephen from Egbeda says, I don't know why our government officials like to play to the gallery. Instead of the Minister of Education to be concerned with improving the standards of our education across board, he is talking about age limits. That's the problem of this sector. That's the problem. Good evening from Adeyemi Kamuru from Satellite Town. He says about minimum wage. Media should let public know that minimum wage is for level 1, step 1, with allowance level. One can collect up to 180 per month. No. Entry level will not be 180 even with minimum wage. I don't think so. I doubt, but I'll cross-check. Not for all civil servants. You should let people know the truth about government. So how many people are civil servants in Nigeria?
I wonder.
Do you know that not up to 10% of you are civil servants in Nigeria?
10K. 10. What are you saying?
So how many people? So people, the private sector actually houses more staff than the public sector. So how much will the private sectors now cope with bills and then not pay this minimum wage? Come on, let's be realistic. And how many private sectors pay allowances? That's the question you ask. They pay you minimum wage and not pay you allowances. Okay, I appreciate you.
Another negotiation will be going on between workers and their companies.
Okay, this is appreciate Barrister Darlington. Being intelligent is one thing, being matured to make informed decision and withstand undue peer group pressure is another thing. We need to allow due process. Let a child don't be rushed don't rush through the process. My personal opinion. Some of us are not even matured at age 20. Forget about the early marriage in the north. they have chosen a wrong path. We should forget about it.
And it's causing problem.
Sierra Leone the other day just abolished child marriage.
I'm telling you.
For less than 18 years old children. Okay. All right. Good evening to our noble guest, Babiji from Oshode. What I want to say is that Pastor Enoch Adoboye should try once again and organize 1 million man march and to be front of this upcoming national protest to end bad governance going on daily in our dear country, Nigeria, as he did against GEJ admin, which was paradise to compare his current administration or this current administration. So you said. I appreciate you. All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
You cannot do that.
Hello.
Hallelujah.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My honorable barrister Darlington. I greet you specially, sir.
Daya, welcome.
APC spokesperson. Well done. Oga Darlington. With this revelation by this INEC person now, we can see that we are in mess in this country. That's why when I say that with this government, it's all about loyalty and cash and carry, objection and mutual. Everybody, hello.
Go ahead, Dayo. Dayo, go ahead very quickly, please. There's no time.
Okay, now, like I used to say, it's very glaring that we are in a mess in this country where somebody will write results and they will now post it as a result. I mean, that's why we are in this nightmare, and we are saying is that every institution in Nigeria has been compromised. And that's I mean, is it not a shame? Where is the credibility in INEC? Where is the credibility in judiciary that used to? And where is look at it now? Our Senate now is rubber stamp. Where there is supposed to be checks and balances, there is no checks and balances, and that's why we are in this mess. Nobody is checking these people.
All right, Dayo, thank you. We need to move to a step down. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Dayo. Thank you so much. Dayo, thank you so much. Lagos, let's take a quick breather to our step down conversation very quickly. So we'll look at TB, the stigmas around it. Most importantly, how to manage it, because it's important that people know. Because you may be having that persistent cough. What is it really that you have? You really can't tell. And then should your family members run away from you because you have that cough, if it happens to be TB, it's important that we know. Lagos, that's a step down conversation after the break. And we'll have a TB advocate and a survivor here with us who would be sharing their experience. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
From the views on the streets,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Just 10 minutes before we wrap up the show, and I thought to use this time to educate us on tuberculosis. What people or some people know as TB, and it's very important because we need to know. You know what they say about being informed, right? And that's why I have Deborah Ike. She's Executive Director of Debunked Health Development Center, Nigeria. Deborah, thank you for. Why did I call you Deborah and not Deborah? You're welcome.
Thank
so
you.
There is no time. I know we have a lot to talk about TB, but let's go straight to TB. First of all, why did you take up the advocacy for TB? For TB patients?
Yeah, I took up the advocacy because a lot of people are dying.
Dying?
Yes. A lot of people are dying from a disease that is preventable, it is curable, and treatment is free. But
treatment is free of charge.
Yes.
That is, we're not caught. They are not caught in this inflation
You don't have to pay a dime to get tested and treated for tuberculosis in Nigeria.
So if I want to run a TB test now, enter into a facility and I run it for free?
Yes, free in any government facility the whole of Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
So thanks to the federal government, thanks to Lagos State government, that the First Lady of Lagos State is a TB advocate. Okay. And so many other partners globally are supporting this effort. There is a global vision to end TB by 2030. According to the SDG goals. But people are still dying. WHO data from 2023 says that 88,000 Nigerians, 88,000 people in Nigeria died from tuberculosis.
Then how many people are now infected? Or how many people now have it?
Currently, we have 479,000 TB incidents in Nigeria.
Sorry, I want to...
Yes.
Let me drink water. Are you serious?
Yes. And that is why I joined the fight. Because a lot of people do not know about this disease. When they are coughing, they feel like it's a curse, it's something from the village, it's a spiritual attack. They're taking cough syrup, they're taking this, they are taking that.
And the cough is not going.
And it's not going. So if you're coughing for 2 weeks or more, check that cough, time no day.
Are you serious?
It could be tuberculosis. During COVID, a lot of people died because they felt it was COVID because of the signs and symptoms, And that's why I joined the fight, because more people need to be aware, and that's why we are on air today with support from you, of course, and your good office. And thank you for the platform.
Okay, it's okay. Anything. So my people know me that I like to do anything that benefits the public. So we are voice of the people first of all. Did you feel that? Did you get the name? Say it again. Say it.
Voice of the people.
How does that sound?
It sounds
so go ahead. So I want you to. So we're here to represent the people, and it's important that we dish out information that affects the people. Just like what you said, the 88,000 people that died of TB are human beings.
Yes,
those are the people that we ought to be representing and sharing their voices here. And the over 400,000 people that are currently down with TB are also amongst our people. So we must inform others so that they don't fall into that statistics. And then for those who already have it that they may not also know, it's important that they take medication so that they can survive this. So tell us about the survival, treatment. How is this treatment free?
So first of all, permit me to tell you why people are still dying.
Very quickly, you have less than 3 minutes.
Yes, despite the fact that this testing and treatment is free, people are still dying because of the stigma that is associated with the disease. A lot of people feel that if somebody has TB around them, then automatically they can get it.
I thought they said it was infectious.
Yes, it is infectious, but a person who is already on treatment can no longer spread the disease.
Like the HIV thing, that once you take medication and it's not traceable anymore in your blood and it's zero transmission.
If a person is on treatment and taking their treatment correctly, they do not have to be isolated. But a lot of people in our communities are isolated because people see them as like this person has a death sentence on them.
And that's stigma.
That is stigma. And that's why a lot of people are not coming out. And the danger there is that one person with this disease has the tendency of spreading it to 5 to 15 other people within 1 year. So when you stigmatize people, remember that these people will pose danger to you. And that's why the advocacy is, let us stop the stigma. A person who is on treatment can no longer spread the disease. You don't have to send them away from work. You do not have to say this person was diagnosed with TB. A staff of your organization gets TB and you say, please stop coming to work. You will infect others. That's not the case. They can no longer spread the disease, so they don't need to lose their job. You don't need to lose your marriage. You don't need to lose your dignity as a person because the person got TB. So we need to stop the stigma in our communities. People need to be more sympathetic to people suffering this disease. It is very crucial that we end the stigma and we end the transmission of this disease. Currently, there are platforms that are already provided with support from partners, for example, Stop TB Partnership Geneva, who have been able to support organizations.
Like Geneva, Switzerland?
Yes, Stop TB Geneva, that have supported organizations like ourselves to bring in innovations into the country that is currently supporting people who have tuberculosis to access information, to access people that have survived TB, to be able to provide them with support, psychosocial support and otherwise, so that they can be able to adhere to their treatment. Because psychosocial support is very important. People that are calling you from time to time to say, how are you doing? How are you faring? So, and this app is
just that
free.
care really
it's
can
free
be healing.
Of charge. You don't need to pay a dime. It's available on App Store and Play Store. It's called One Impact Nigeria. You get information on TB there. You can access any healthcare facility close to you. It has locations where it can be accessed there. There's a chat group where people who have TB can chat with TB experts, chat with medical practitioners, chat with TB survivors to be able to at least go through their journey. And lastly, there is also a platform there where if you suffer any human right violation, if you suffer
because of
stigma,
the TB condition, yes,
because of the TB condition, you can report through that app and the government is seeing it. So they can be able to support you. We have partnership with lawyers who are providing free services.
Pro bono.
Pro bono. You don't have to pay a dime. If you suffer any human right violation that you know that is because of your TB status, you can get help.
So unfortunately, time will not permit us to speak so much. Apologies. We took so much time talking politics and Nigerian problem. It's such a pleasure to have you. But how do we access you via social media? Should anyone have questions for you? There may be someone who may be having cough. So how is this TB cough? If you just have, is it persistent cough, or the one of cough you have that you just cough like two, 3 times in a day?
No. The signs and symptoms of TB, I will mention 5.
Very quickly, very quickly.
Coughing for 2 weeks or more, drenching night sweat, loss of appetite, loss of weight, and coughing out blood. If you have those signs and symptoms, go and get tested. And there is a national toll-free number. 3340
call that toll-free.
3340 for free information on TB. You don't have to pay. When you call
3340 that is 3340 3340.
And we are on social media at DHDC Nigeria.
DHDC Nigeria
on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and LinkedIn. We are available to take your questions, to respond to you whenever and however.
Thank you. It's a beautiful thing you're doing. I appreciate you a lot, and I'll ensure to support any way that I can.
And thank you to the Lagos State TB program of the Lagos State Lagos State Ministry of Health, the National TB program of the Federal Ministry of Health.
It's okay. Don't thank again. Before you thank my family, your family and uncles and aunties out there, I hope I appreciate you.
I hope you join our advocacy.
I will. That's why I invited you here, because that's why I invited you here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bryce Darlington, there's no time for parting shot. I appreciate you guys. So if you want to hear more from Bryce Darlington, he dropped some thoughts on Precious Enyi TV, and that thought will be made available perhaps sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. You get to see that. So just go to YouTube on Precious Enyi TV and hear more of what he has to say about the Dubai thing and what he calls